So fortunately, I'm still working with a lot of directors now. Currently, I'm doing a film called Bhuj, The Pride of India, which has Ajay Devgan and Sanjay Dutt, a lot of big actors. So Sonakshi Sinha and all this there. So in that movie, it's a war movie. Earlier that I worked with work for IRE. So that is also matlab army and war based film. But this film has given a very different perspective and different kind of work. I have to build plane. I have to build MiG-21 Pakistani cyber jet. I made tanks. I made a canal which is big 1 kilometer का बड़ा canal बनाया. That was the biggest. I can tell you the maximum work which I have done ever in my life is in Bhuj. If you see the film, unfortunately, it is not coming in the big screen. It might come in the television because of this pandemic, but the scale is massive. And Ajay sir has done an amazing and wonderful job. Even the Sanjay Dutt has done a great job in this action sequences and all that. Abhishek, who's the director of that film, which is his first time, but he has also done a wonderful job because of the kind of producer he's got. Rajneesh ji is the producer of that film, Select Media. Rajneesh Khanuja, his name is. He has earlier done a lot of film, but this is his first active film. Has really put money like anything. We have put our sweat, but he has put his money, and you can see the film. It's really amazing film.
I wish you all the best for the film and to everyone who has contributed to that film. What is the memory you have with one special film, and which film is actually near to your heart?
See, near to my heart is all Golmaal series because I really got a really good chance to do whatever I want to do because Rohit has given me all kind of freedom to make these films work very well. Because I have used there are I think 10 million color shades in colors. I have used most of them in Golmaal because jitna just kind of those kind of colors I have used in vibrant colors and happy colors because I have created that kind of mood in Golmaal. Because when you see this vibrant and happy color, they really love it. See, I'll tell you, after doing a Golmaal and all that, I have done only uh, songs for a lot of films. I have not done the art direction for the films, but lot of films has my art direction only for the songs. People used to call me for the songs as art direction. They used to say, "Sir, we can't afford you for the films, but can you do our songs?" So I have really done a lot of songs because I got a specialization in the songs. I built that massive sets or larger than life scale, and I have done a lot of good songs in different kind of films. The close to my heart is all Rohit Shetty movies. Out of that, Golmaal is there, but really touching or really hard work what I have done is for Blue because I am the only one who can build the sets underwater. There are very few art directors in the world who can build set underwater. I have gone through the rigorous training of shark diving. I have done 1 month course for a diving. I am asthmatic, but then also I have taken that risk to be underwater. I have trained myself for 1 month. That too, working with the sharks. I did rake diving course in Bahamas. It was a 1 year course where you have to take the diving course with the sharks, and we have to search lot of sunken ships. And that in sunken ships I've gone, I have really seen each and every sunken ship, how it looks and all that. And then I try to implement that. I built the set in Bahamas for this Blue, and then partially I built in Go Bangkok in swimming pool because a lot of actor has to go in Bahamas, and it was very difficult to shoot with a lot of people. Then we shifted to Bangkok and built the sets in uh, Bangkok. Then I did film called Luck. There I have asked my director Soham Shah to do design one scene which is underwater. Then we build the sharks and all that. I am the one who is doing a lot of work with the animatronics and electronics and all that. And because of this, a lot of work which I have done with the animatronics and all that, I started designing the theme parks. So theme parks, there are a lot of few parks are coming where I'm using this animatronics technology and prosthetic technology to make some zoos, some bird parks and all that.
That's really great, sir. Like I couldn't even imagine having to build a set from a sunken ship and to actually have an experience of diving with sharks to actually get that stage ready. I actually commend you for that. With that, I would like to ask you, so yeah, this all thing we work for building a stage, and so how do you think, how important is the stage, as that's the main thing which a person views as he sees a film or anything before actually an actor enters and says something. So how important is a stage for a film?
It's very important because it has to be one of the character of the film. What happens now? When I told you that in the script, when you see something on the stage, that mood has to be created in the audience mind. What is going to happen there? It's like when you make a horror film, you see some eerie house. You will never say very colorful and happy house because you have to create the mood in that audience that there is something fishy is going to happen. So that is the way you have to design anybody's house. When you get into something and when you see around, you should realize that this is the house of some kind of lawyer or is some kind of guy who's really technical. This is the house of some guy who really loves a car, and then the characters get built so people knows, अरे इसको गाड़ियाँ बहुत पसंद है, अरे ये तो बहुत बड़ा टेक्निकल वाला है. Then in the future when the script resolves, then you'll come to know because he knows in his house we have already seen there are some cars, there is some technology, there is something which relates to climax, which relates to something in the future. And that's why because of the art direction, although there is one color company which said हर घर कुछ कहता है. You know that word, no? So that is how when you design a stage, that stage has to talk about that character who's living in this house. Then it works. Then it works very happily. If the character is not in the house and that entire house is talking about what he is, that is the best stage design. That is the best art direction.
And that's absolutely true, sir. As you were telling about this, I actually recalled about Golmaal, and yeah, it did had poppy colors, and yeah, the stage actually told about how that house is and how the people living in that house actually meant to be evolving over the future time in the film.
I'll tell you one story about it. Most of the time, I used to use a lot of vibrant colors, yellow colors, and I've used a lot of yellow colors. I like yellow colors more. I have done fluorescent color house for one of the characters' house. So, oh, Rohit used to say, "What fluorescent green color? That's a house." I said, "People are going to love it." And then I was using a lot of vibrant colors and all that. That time, one there I think on the Star Plus there was one show coming which is called Airline Show. So this airline show producer and channel asked me to come and design the entire airplane. So there was a story about, there's a serial which was on the pilots and air hostess and all that. So I have to design the aeroplane which I have designed from inside, outside and all that. That's the second time when I build the entire plane. So when I designed the plane and all that, the the channel was not very happy, and the producer was also not happy, and the director was also not happy. And then I said, what happened? Why you are not? People are not so happy. He says there is something missing. I said, but it's a real plane. What is missing in that? Then he said, there's missing, art director's touch is missing in this plane. I said, but that's why we hired you. So we want that your touch. You know what I did? I changed the entire seat. I changed the entire seat into yellow. Did you ever see a plane which has a yellow seats? In that serial, you will see the yellow seats, and you see the entire show looks very happy, very peppy, and it has a different mood altogether when the people come. There is sad stories, there is a action, there is a lot of mystery and all that. But when you get into the plane, when they shoot in the plane, people are really in different mood. So if you show that how we have designed, and then people are, when I made the entire seats yellow, everybody was happy. The costume designer was happy because air hostess was popping up from that yellow color, and then we did that collaboration. So my signature, it happens that I can use the really bright and vibrant color and create the mood, which is very rare earlier. So that's my signature thing.
That's great. So actually, I have worked with many colors, and I do face problem when I'm using vibrant color. It gets very poppy, or it just offs the brand. And yeah, I do commend you for that. That it's actually hard to actually use a vibrant color and get most out of it.
Correct. You have to have that kind of balance.
Yes, absolutely.
But it always depend on the subject, because too much different color is also kills. You have to have a harmony about the subject. If subject demands that, then only use the vibrant color. If subject doesn't demand, don't even try.
Yes, sir. So with that, I would like to ask you, how has this pandemic situation affected the film industry?
Very much. It's actually too much. It's affected not only film industry. It's affected the entire world, and you cannot deny that everybody is suffering out of it. So because the theaters are not working, the exhibitors are not earning. So lot of things. matlab, Last from 1.5 year, not most of the big films got released, because few places there was a 50% occupancy. Government has advised, but none of the big films got released. So yes, a lot of exhibitors, because I'm designing a lot of theaters. So I'm getting into theater designing and all, lobby designing of the theaters and all that. So I know the exhibitors are in a big trace, but that's not only in Bollywood. That's happening all over world, because the pandemic is all over world. So everybody is suffering. A positive thing about the, I'm not saying, sorry to say positive about it, but one good thing happened, that lot of producers, lot of good directors have started giving a good content in OTT platform or television platform or other things, and we are able to see the lot of good actors in this kind of thing, because films are not running, the work is not happening, people are not visiting to the theater, they are not able to get into theaters. So a OTT platform and television platform started getting a very good content, where we only used to get into watch into theaters only. So now all these writers, good producer, good directors, good actors are started coming into OTT and televisions. So that thing is going up. So that's also again a good thing. And I also got a good chance to work with lot of television shows and lot of web series and all that. So that was a undue advantage because of the pandemic, I can say.
Yeah, sir. So my next question to you was about OTT platform only. I wanted to ask you, how has OTT platform evolved, and like, has it also affected film industry in terms of growth? Like, a film has a target, so it has to achieve this much amount of money after it has been spent by its producer. So in terms of that, on the money aspect, if we look into OTT platform, it doesn't have much more return. So how is that affected, and how will it affect the art direction, especially because it's going to be the one of the factor which may get cut down on in terms of money.
See, OTT platform is not affected to anybody. OTT platform is an advantage to all the service provider, whether it's actor or art director or directors and all that. It's one of the platform which came again. You know, when multiplex started, or a lot of television, there are 200, 300, 600 television channels came. People used to say everything will go, theater will get collapsed, theater band ho jayenge, everything will happen. Nothing happened. 7 theaters started coming in one place rather than one single screen. Single screen got affected because people have no choice to come and watch the film. Earlier they have a one theater, one film. Now when they get into the television, they have a multiple film to choose. So what happens when OTT came? Television has a some kind of temperament where you have a Sas, Bahu, and all those kind of stories. But when OTT came, that's why it's called OTT, over the top telecast, which is better than the television subject, better than the different. They really want to get into a different kind of content, and content is always king. You can see whether you put a big director, where you put big actors, whatever it is, content what people, because people are well read, well informed, well seen. So that's why audiences got so much intelligent. Now they will reject and they will like whatever they want. They will reject in like this. Earlier it was not like that. Whatever actor used to do, people used to love it because there was no comparison. Na? Now they have a comparison of the entire world. That's why they can really either they like it or they will reject it. So the OTT is really giving us the power to give contents. It's not the actor oriented, it's not a performer oriented, it's content oriented. So when the OTT came, we got a different chance. And I'll tell you what happens as a executor. We are the service provider and we are the executor. All director, actors, art directors, musicians, what they have, they need a multiple buyers for to provide their services. So if films are not getting made, OTT is getting made. Television. So the more and more OTT platforms will come, more and more films will get made. We will have more work. So it's not that when the OTT came, we will have a problem. We are really fortunate that we are getting more work, and people have a lot of services to do. So when the customers increases, everything happens, and people have a that kind of notion that OTT doesn't work. OTT is a subscription base. OTT earns more than television because television is dependent on advertising. OTT is not depend on advertising. OTT is on the subscription base. If you like the content provider, you are going to keep that subscription. It's like a newspaper. If newspaper every day you people start reading, most of the house has 2 to 3 newspapers. Are the newspaper really earning? But how it works? OTT platforms, when you start becoming and downloading, and then you will keep on searching, you will have a 3 to 4, 5 different OTT subscription because you never know which has a better content, and this fight will keep on happening. And theater going is becoming a very difficult nowadays. And when you give services at your door place, it's always work. At least in India. And theater will be always as an experience, and people will love to go for the films at least 4 to 5 times in the month. But when they go every day at home, they want to see and consume a good content, and good content will come on the television or it will come on the OTT. It's like the people who drinks tea every day, they will not go to the coffee. आज कॉफ़ी पी लेते कल टी पी लेते, they don't do. But when they drink everyday tea, they try different kind of cold drinks, different kind of mocktails. That is what TV and OTT and film is there. Tea lover will have tea all the time, but he will explore everything. Coffee lover will have a coffee, but he will explore everything. So that's the way it happens, because it's a human tendency that he want to explore everything new.
Because yeah, after before 2018, I would say that we might go to see a movie once a month, and now in this pandemic, I would say that we can see a movie or a two in a day. Uh, yeah, sir. So with that, I would like to ask you. So as you mentioned in your firm, you actually work on multidisciplinary things. Like you also work in website design to furniture design from art direction. So which is the work which you actually love, which is also is more near to your heart?
See, we are a design and build company. So anything which comes in design and build, we do everything. In the films also, we have designed cars, we have designed planes, we have designed trains, we have designed all kind of work. So anything which excites me and my team, which is very new, we are always there. See what happens. Very rarely you, because every work is new for us. It's not it's done to data also. When I was doing a train, I always used to tell my people that any art director will get one or two chance in their lifetime to design a train or design a plane. So for me also, whenever we get something, it's always new for us. It's like giving a birth to a new baby. So we are always that excited. It's not that I like that kind of work very much or that kind of, because every project is that excitement. But this time we will do really something big. This time really do something big. Art is a form that it will never get repeated. Mona Lisa is one Mona Lisa. You cannot have 10 Mona Lisa. So you never know when you work on the art which art will become a masterpiece. So I always give that 100% in each and every work, that one day that piece, that art, whatever we are creating, can happen as a Michelangelo painting or become a Mona Lisa. So we give, me and my team always give that kind of 100%, that one day it has to treat as a masterpiece.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. As Da Vinci did made Mona Lisa 300 years ago, but it actually got its recognition after a couple of hundreds of his death. And I absolutely wish that one of your creations or many of your creations do get that recognition in the coming years.
Thank you.
Thank you. So with that, I would like to ask you, what advice would you like to give to the young beginner who wants to get into film industry as an art director?
See, I'll give you one suggestion that I have. I'm writing a book called 300 Careers in Cinema, where I'm going to tell you that people who want to get into cinema, they should not really change what they are doing. If you're an engineer, be engineer and work in cinema. If you're a writer, be writer and work in cinema. If you're a caterer, if you're a cook, if you're a chef, don't change your profession just because you want to get into cinema. Because whatever you are best, you should pursue your career in that. But you want to get into cinema, whatever career you have, if you have an engineer, you are a mechanical engineer, you are a doctor, you are a whatever it is, whatever profession you have a job in cinema. Because cinema is the biggest industry in the world. Whatever profession you have, you can really serve cinema, you can be in the cinema, you can really get into the cinema. But there is a misconception between the people that when they want to get into cinema, they only know four careers: director, cameraman, art director, or actor, or editor, or maybe writer. That's it. But because of that, lot of engineer come here and try to do and pursue their luck into that. They will never get successful, because their core work is engineer. They are engineer. They are doctor coming and trying to be as a director will take another 5 years to learn them as a direction. You want to become a director, don't be a engineer, be a director. Learn direction in different institutes. So that's why I'm writing a book called 300 careers in cinema. Why 300? Because these are the 300 best. There are more later on. The other book I can tell you another things, and I am starting my Instagram channel or my Facebook channel or my YouTube channel where I'm going to give you continuous tips about how to get into the cinema, what kind of career options you will have, and how you can pursue in this career. When you want to become a successful in this career, and success will keep on changing by your age. It's not that success is a journey, it's not a destination. So you want to get into successful as a career in cinema, stick to what you are best, whatever you are best, stick to that, and then ask me, sir, I am this and I want to get in cinema. I'll give you that kind of career. But you can only be successful where you are best and what you love. It's not that ki, I'll go into cinema and I'll try my luck into this. No, don't get into that. Whatever you are best, pursue that career. But you love cinema, same career, you can get into the cinema, and that is what people doesn't know. Anybody, whoever is doing whatever profession he are into it, whatever he is learned, same thing he can use into cinema and get a success. And that is what I want to tell people when my this book and seminars and webinars. I take a lot of webinars and seminars. They were there. You will understand ki how you can take that career, and you should not leave your profession, and you should do what you are best. Then only you will get a success. Otherwise, it's very difficult.
Yep. So with that, I would like to ask you one takeaway, key point which you would like to give to our upcoming generation.
Actually, they have to take their takeaway from all these discussions and all that. But I can tell you very basic thing, that you should set your goals. You should know where are you are going after 20 years, 35 years. You have to write your goals, which no parent, no teacher, nobody tells you. But I am telling you, you have to write down your goals and you have to try to pursue your goals. If you are not planning, it means you are planning to fail. Plan your day, plan your week, plan your month, and plan your entire life. There's the one, I forgot, there's one saint in Maharashtra. It says, तूच तुझ्या जीवनाचा शिल्पकार. In Marathi it is, you are the own architect of your life. You build your own career, you build your own things. So you have to write it down. You set your goals and go for it. There's a guy called Nick Haik. You can just Google it. His name is Nick Haik. That guy wrote his goals at the age of 10. He's a Russian guy, born and brought up in US, I think. He's written his goal at the age of 10. Now you just go on the Google and find out. Thus, the 10 years boy is writing that I want to be astronauts, I want to blah, I want to. What 10 years guy will say? I want to have 100 house, I want to be richest person on the earth, I want to do I want to have a lunch on the deck of Titanic, which is already sunk in. I want to walk on the moon. So 10-year boy, whatever goals he's written. Except one, he has achieved everything at the age of 42. Can you believe this? There's one guy. No, you just read about it. If you're not, I told you, if you're not planning, it means you are planning to fail. There's one guy who's in America, but he wanted to become the biggest actor of Hollywood, but he's a Chinese. He wrote his goals. I want to have this, I want to do this, I want to become a biggest actor in the Hollywood, I want to earn so much money, blah 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 blah, and he signed it. Bruce Lee. he is the guy. You write your goals and go for it. You will have a mission to do it. It's like whenever, until and unless you decide what you want to do, you are not going to reach there, no? You have to plan and you have to reach, and you don't have to reach, you have to reach every day. There is a myth people say Rome is not built in a day. बोलते हैं ना, but that's not true. Rome is built every day. You have to monitor every day. And I'll tell you, Roman was built in a day. Because every day it was building, every day it was growing. The people who says Rome was not built in a day, they are telling you wrong thing. Rome was built in a day, every day, brick by brick. And that is how you have to design your career, brick by brick, day by day. Every step has to progressive step. That is what I want to tell you to the new generation.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. By setting a goal, you will actually have a path towards it, and despite of any struggles and obstacles, the world will actually help you to achieve it. With that, I would like to thank you for coming on our show. It was absolutely my pleasure to have you on our show, and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congrats to all of you who made it till the end. I really hope you liked our show. If you did, please leave us a review on YouTube comment box. And by the way, if you had any question which came up because of the content we covered with our guest, go on YouTube, go on Instagram, and you can leave us a comment. We will surely get back to you and help you as much as possible. Arttown.store, that's the website name, and our Instagram ID too. Find us and talk to us. We are waiting to converse with you.